there are some emerging trends that are happening in this space, right? We're looking for different compounds that may be CNS specific, available in higher concentrations, and not released with other types of injuries. Some of the stuff that's being done, they're looking now at saliva. So there's microRNA in saliva that can change with injury to the central nervous system. There's still quite a bit of work to be done here, but this would be much less invasive. Could you imagine just doing cheek swabs on every athlete versus trying to draw blood on every athlete? I think it would go over a lot better to just be able to swab a cheek. And another study, again from Di Battista at the University of Toronto, they found right now looking at inflammatory markers. So any type of injury, you're going to get inflammation. And what they did, and the way that their study was set up, which is a lot better than a lot of these studies are set up, because a lot of times these studies have very small sample sizes and there aren't a lot of good controls in place. These guys looked at 175 university athletes at the University of Toronto. They had 43 that had diagnosed concussions. They had 30 that had musculoskeletal injuries, and they had 102 that were healthy. These athletes were from 12 different sports, and what they found was when they looked at these inflammatory markers, they found different inflammatory markers present depending on the injury that you had. So in concussion, they found elevation of a certain marker, but then in MSK injuries, they didn't find elevation of this marker, they found elevation of a different marker. So obviously there's more work that needs to be done on this, but in terms of this first study, it's kind of a promising avenue. I think that they're one of the few groups that's looking at inflammation as a marker rather than brain-specific proteins, and that might be the way to go.